Guys, Jason Guyman here. I was sleeping a little bit. I do that sometimes. And I want to talk to you a little bit about, should I start a pressure washing business in 2022? And why is it slow in July? Hope this is live. I have made mistakes before. If you are on here, let me see that you are, and we will get started for sure. I believe we're on here. But if you are there we go. So, Jason Guyman here with King of Pressure Washing. What up, Jay? What up, TCs? And so I want to hit on a couple things. How do we get jobs in July? And how do we get, should we start a business in this time and year? Is this a good time to start a business? Is this not a good time to start a business? What my thoughts are on both of this here. And so with that, I see we got Jay. How's everybody doing? So this week we just got back. I literally got back at 6:45 tonight. I was out west. We were out in Washington. We went to Oregon. We were all over the whole country. And so with that, I see we got people over here on Facebook too. So if you give me a shout out, what's going on with you all? Best time to start a business was 10 years. The next best time is right now. And that is true. That is an old saying of when's the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago, and the next best time is right now. A lot of times I feel like I've been a little sickness here, so I might not sound my all here tonight. Yesterday it kind of kicked my butt on our drive back home. I drove the whole thing. My wife drove about 2 hours yesterday, and other than that, I drove all of about the 40 hours that we've been driving for the last couple weeks. Actually, about 60 or 70 hours of driving, and my wife drove about 2 hours of yesterday because I was not feeling good at all. And so with that, we'll see what we got going on here. We had a great time. Got to meet some awesome people at the training class. We had a training out in Seattle. Got to meet some really cool people, John and Bob, and who else do we have? I don't know. I'm not the greatest with names. Chapman was his, Riley. Awesome people. Awesome time. Best time to start a business is 10 years. The next best time is now. Glad you're home. Yep. So we was not supposed to be home until Saturday, but we have kids, and it seems like day 14 they're ready to come home. So we came home last night or today. We were going to do some extra stops and maybe take a little bit longer, but the kids wanted to come home, so we came home a day early, actually 2 days early. Hi everyone, must feel great to be home. It does. Get to see all the critters. We got a mini farm here with all the crap they got. What's up? How's parents versus good? We got George in the house, big time. I love George. George is an awesome guy, doing awesome things. And doing really great things. We got Gene. Took a different job, draining and cleaning a 60,000 gallon pool. $5,000, easy peasy, nice. I've been going door to door, and it's been paying off. Yep. We got Andrew. Actually, I want to hit on this story here too. So he posted something, and this is something that I talk about. If anybody can tell me what is one thing that I say over and over and over, put it in the comments. What is one thing that I harp on over and over and over? Can anybody tell me what is the one thing that Jason harps on, no matter if you're starting a business, if you've been in business for 10 years, or if you've been in business for 1 month? Can anybody tell me what that one thing that I am huge on about doing something? And Andrew knows because he posted it in the Facebook group. And so I want to hit on this because it's so important. What is that one thing that Jason is like, you have to do? What is the one thing? We got marketing, yeah, but what is one thing more important than marketing? What is the one thing more than marketing? Because we can do all the marketing we do, and if we still don't do this one thing, it does us no good. We will have no phone. And that is right here, phone. Answer your phone. You got to answer your phone. If you're not answering your phone, it don't matter how much marketing you do, it does you no good. And so if we're not answering the phone, it's something that you have to do because it will change your life. And so what I preach is answer your phone, answer your phone. And so I got Andrew posted in here last night or this morning talking about why is it important to answer your phone. And he had somebody call him. They had an out-of-state number, and they had called 4 different places, and nobody answered their phone. And this is probably going to be a $5,000 or $10,000 project. By you not answering your phone, you lost $5,000 to $10,000. Now, well, Jason, I'm just too I'm just too busy. I can't answer my phone. I'm on the job. I don't want to pay somebody. You can give me all the excuses in the world, but you got to answer your phone. And so with that, like I said, Andrew had posted that this job, it was a big job. It's like a huge window cleaning job. It's probably going to turn into soft washing, and it's in Florida. And he called 4 other places, and nobody answered their phone. Why are we in 2022 and nobody answering their phone? I don't get it. I don't understand it. You know, the whole reason why you got to do marketing is so that you can answer the phone. You got to take that phone call and you got to answer that phone call, and we got to sound professional on that phone call. And I don't even care if you don't sound professional. You still got to answer the phone, guys. If you don't answer the phone, it does us no good. And it's literally going to be a 5, 10, maybe who knows what. They have other buildings in the area. It could be a $20,000, $50,000 deal because you didn't answer your phone and they did. And guess what? They get the bid. Because if you don't answer your phone when they first call you, do you think they're going to call you again and you don't answer the phone on it again? Well, no, they're not going to call you again. You're going to be screwed. So you have to answer your phone. Answer your phone. Answer your phone. All right. I know that was a rant that went way too much, but I want you to understand you got to answer your phone, guys. What up, Jason? Summer cold, better get better. Yes, it is. Hey, Jason, I told you a few weeks ago, had an incident with electrical on a commercial site, fire department on scene. Penn Power showed and investigated, and I was not at fault. Older box, bad wiring. Well, that's good. That's good. Florida Xmas this year, maybe. Yard signs work. Keep the phone ringing. They do work. Jason, dedicated, son, sick and still comes to work. I try to, boss. Should I go to door to the get business? If that's what you have to do. Let's see, what's up? Pressure washing. Did my first residential house and driveway and $1,500. That's awesome, man. That is a celebration. High five, high five. Yes, so when I was asking what the question is, these are some of the answers. Pick up the phone. You got to answer the phone and raise your prices. You are right about that. Raise our prices is a good thing. It's a very important thing. All right, so let's get back here. Should I start a business in 2022, and how do I get business in July of 2022? In July, now, when we are talking about doing marketing in July, we really need to talk about doing it 30 or 60 days before July. We don't need to be like, oh, what do I had an amazing May, I had an amazing June, in July the phone just quit ringing. Well, we should have been marketing like crazy in May and June and keeping us busy through this time. And so some things that we can do is it does slow down in this time of season. June and July and August, you might as well, if you're just starting out, it's going to be tough to keep in the phone ringing. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to say it's going to stop altogether, but I'm going to say it's going to slow down quite a bit. And so with that, we got to make sure that we are still doing marketing. We don't want to stop doing marketing. I see a lot of people be like, well, I don't want to spend no more money in marketing if I don't know if I'm going to get my phone to ring. Well, here's the problem. What if that one $15,000 job that I was just talking about answering your phone calls you and they don't call you because you didn't do the marketing? You didn't put the AdWords out. You didn't do that 1 yard sign that should have been put out, so that $15,000 job would come to you. And so this is the important part of why we keep marketing all year long, even in the slow months. You know, if I had a marketing budget, you know, I was spending $3,000-4,000 a month in AdWords in June, or all the way up to June. I cut it back to about $2,000 a month in June, July, and August. But I knew that $6,000 that I spent in those months, there was no guarantee that I was even going to get that back. But I would still spend it because, again, we never know when that one job that could be worth $20,000, if we're not putting money in AdWords or we're not putting money in marketing. We're just pocketing it and, oh, I'm not going to spend no money this month because Jason said there isn't no coming and it's not looking scarce. And, you know, and I understand sometimes it gets hard in these months. And so this is the important part of why we got to keep doing marketing, why we got to keep spending money in this time of year, even when we don't want to, because we don't know our return is. Because again, we might get phone calls, but our average ticket is going to go down. And so when our average ticket goes down, we have to keep marketing. And yes, not our average ticket's not going to go down. Our close rate is going to go down. And so when our close rate goes down a little bit, this is why we got to keep marketing. And so last year, June, July, and August was one of DJ's best months. And why it was is he got like a $10,000 or $15,000 commercial job. Actually, he got a $10,000 commercial job, and then he got like a $5,000 ceiling job. And so he ended up doing $15,000 last year in June, or it was July or August. But that was because that's how it kind of fell. And he still ran marketing. He still did all the things. He still kept putting out signs. He still kept doing his 5 rounds. He's still doing this stuff. And that's the beautiful thing about when we are doing marketing and doing it right and keep pushing it and not just think about equipment. And that is what happens is when this works like this. And so it's awesome to see people that do follow the process, do the process and keep doing it, even when it's hard, even when you look like a fool, you know, doing your lives, even when you feel like you don't know what you're talking about, and the process will work. So one of my people in my mentorship this morning was like, the win was they got 5 phone calls in one day, and that was a win. And that's a huge win, especially for this, especially on a Thursday or on a Wednesday, and especially in July. And so that's a huge win of, hey, if you keep doing the marketing things, your phone will start picking up, your phone will start doing these things. And so if you're going to start a business in 2022 of June or July, you have to do the same thing. And you know what? Even if you start right now in July and you're like, man, this phone isn't ringing, I'm not getting nothing, we got to keep pushing. We got to keep doing our 5 rounds. We got to go do 10, 20, 30 rounds if we're not busy. We got to go put out 50 signs. We got to go do these things to try to get that phone ringing. And even if the phone's not starting to ring right out of the get-go, it will take time and you will get it going. And so those are some important things of when you follow the process will work every time. If you try to do things and, you know, I see people, I want to go do this or that, and, you know, Jason don't know what he's talking about, I'm going to put house washing on my sign. Yep, and what happens? Jason, you were right. Those signs didn't work worth crap. I put driveway cleaning on it. Jason, you were right. They didn't work. Because we get in these pressure washing groups and we hear, oh, soft washing, house washing. We hear all these terms that are industry specific that have nothing to do with anything that these customers, when you have customers calling, they don't call for, hey, I need a house wash. They say, hey, I need my house pressure washed. Can you do that? And so, yes, I can absolutely take care of that for you. But first, we got to answer that phone. Otherwise, it don't matter, because if we don't answer the phone, we're just going to lose a $15,000 job and give it to Andrew. And it's not like they need it anyway. They're already at probably $750 $1 million, and they're going to crush it even more because you didn't answer your phone. So you let a $15,000 job that could turn into a $150,000 job because they have tons of buildings. It might be a monthly reoccurring thing. It might go annually that they're out there cleaning the windows, and you didn't do it because you didn't answer your phone. So answer that phone every time, no matter what. What up, Jason? I would never be where I've gotten without listening to you. Awesome. Marketing, sales, home. We hung up 100 door signs and only got one call. What are we doing wrong? Well, with door hangers, if we're going to do door-to-door marketing, this is something that we just can't go out and put up one door hanger and that's all we can do. Because honestly, with the door-to-door marketing, if you got to do it 3 times or 4 times in that same area, and the very first time you're going to be probably about 0.5% if you're lucky. So actually, you're doing pretty good, doing 100 door signs and you only got one phone call. That's about where you're going to be at. Now, the second time and the third time, if you keep doing those door hangers and EDDM are the exact same. You can't just go out there and do them one time. You got to go out there and put them out 3 times. We got to go out and put them out on this date. We got to do it 4 to 6 weeks later, 4 to 6 weeks later, 4 to 6 weeks later, and that's how door hangers work. And you can get up to about a 3 to 5% return on them, but we got to make sure the door hanger looks right. We got to make sure the wording on it's right. We got to make sure that it's the right saying for them, the right offer. So there is things that can go wrong even if we did it 3 times and we might not get that return. Just like door hanger or EDDM. I can see an EDDM out and I'm going to get the same return you did, about 1%, right? But if we keep doing it, you can get 4 or 5%. So when I say that 4 or 5%, that means 100 door signs, you haven't even started. To test signs, we got to send out 5,000. We got to go do 1,000 door hangers. We got to go out there to see where we are for that. Thanks for all your help. Your advice on yard signs is awesome. Love them money bushes. Go check out moneybushes.com. The rich people around the country is moving to Florida. Biggest wealth migration in history, all out of the state now. We hung up 100 yard signs and got 1 call. What did they say? Did you have 10 items on them? Did it say pressure washing and phone number? If you have, did they blend in? You know, were they green and did they blend in? And you know, there's a lot of things that could make them yard signs not work. Send them to me. I'll take the call and the money. What else do we need to do? I'm just here watching, no reply. Love you all, family. Mr. Charles, how are you doing? Yard signs don't work here. They don't work up there in Nebraska. Feeling brother. We hung 100 yard signs. I already answered that. Jason, back-to-back $10,000 months. That's awesome, Big Rob. That's a huge win. I know that's a huge win. That's huge for you. You know, that is amazing. And, you know, it's kind of like Jason Huffner said about his $30,000 month in June. He remembers once he hit that first $10,000 month, which seemed like a mountain. Who in here thinks $10,000 a month is a huge mountain? But once he hit that $10,000 one time, he's been able to do it every time, ever since then. And so, you know, $10,000 a month might sound like nothing to some people. You know, I got people in my mentor, they're doing $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 a month, right? They're killing it, right? But who in here thinks $10,000 a month is pretty good, right? So if you can start hitting that $10,000 a month, here's the thing: if you hit $10,000 a month and you can do 10 months, that's $100,000 right there. And so that's awesome, and that's a huge win for you. And I'm very proud of you. I actually met Big Rob at the huge convention last year. I gave away 1 ticket, and he was the winner of it. He came down there and learned a lot. And when you see Big Rob, you're like, how did you get the name Big Rob? He's about 5 foot tall. So, no, he's a little bit taller than that. But when he seen me, he was like, dang, they grown big in Kentucky. What's the best way to advertise? If I was starting a business, obviously Google My Business, Google profile, we got to get it going. We got to get it firing on 100%. We got to make sure that we're adding pictures. We got 100 pictures. We're doing posts. We got citations to it. We got a website that's pointing to it. We got other citation that's coming to it. We've done our Yelp page and put citations from it to that Google My Business page. And we are Google My Business 100%. We got to get in those maps. We got to get in those maps. We got to get those 5-star reviews coming. They're very important. And so I would focus 100% right there for a little bit. I'd spend a couple $100,000 in getting it right, getting the right citations in there, or even $2,000-$3,000 depending on how I wanted to do it. I'd write some blog posts about it. I would do all kinds of things like that. Next, I would do yard signs. Yard signs are a quick way to get money coming in. Yard signs are usually a good way of source as long as you're putting, one service, phone number big. We're not trying to put all this pretty stuff on it. We're doing one service big. We're not doing this here. I know I've showed this sign. We're not doing this here. We can't see this. You can't even see it from back here. We're not doing that. We are doing one service, and that service is going to be pressure washing, maybe power washing, and then we are going to put one phone number on it. I don't even care if you put the website on it. Next, I'm going to go to Google Ads. Google Ads is money coming in right now. Money going out, but money coming in. I can pay to get leads. That's what I'm going to work on. That's going to get me fast money. That's going to get me where I can start doing stuff. From there, I'm going to work my LinkedIn. I'm going to work Facebook. I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be posting into groups. I'm going to be doing different things. And no, I'm not posting, I'm a pressure washer, I'm a pressure washer, I'm a pressure washer. I'm going to post other things, I post all the time and it works. It gets people starting to come. You know what? I love it when people steal my stuff and they post it on their stuff. And guess what? They get comments. They get the engagement. You know why? Because it works. And when you start getting engagement and you start getting that stuff, then Google or Facebook will keep sending you people. And then what you can do is then you can start saying maybe one post a week. Hey, look at this awesome before and after, and that kind of stuff. And so this is how we're going to do it. And yes, I don't care if you steal my Facebook page. I may have to start putting my logo in it so that way at least I get a little credit of it. But that's fine. I'm fine with you all stealing my stuff because I want you to steal it, because I steal it from other people. And that's how I get ideas and I do things. And it works. There's a reason why I post it is because it works. You get people on here that love to comment on stuff, and you will have people in your area that love to comment on stuff, and that's an amazing thing. And it's an amazing thing that you can tell your story. I talked about this morning. It's about storytelling. It's not about selling pressure washing. Whether you're Tristan and you're 20 years old and you're a young entrepreneur, or you're Fred Zimmerman that's old and he's a little weird looking, but it's about selling a story, right? It's about selling a story. Maybe you're a female entrepreneur and you have a family of 3, family of 2. Maybe you're a single mom that, because here's the thing. Who are we selling to? We're not selling to dudes. We're selling to females. Who do you think's better to sell to a female? A female that can to understand, because I have 3 kids and you have 3 kids, and that's something that we have in common. And guess what? We can go down that road and we'll talk for 15 minutes, have nothing said about pressure washing, and then you send them the quote and they say, okay, why? Because they know, like, and trust you, they will buy from you. It isn't, hey, I'm a pressure washer, I have insurance, and I do this and I do that. Everybody else does that same stuff. I'm sorry to tell you, right? All your competitors are going to say they're guaranteed 100%. Now, one of the things might set you apart is answering the phone, right? That might be something that sets you apart. So just think about that when we're on this kick here. I was outbidded by a $99 guy in a commercial garage cleaning in July. Ha ha ha. Commercial jobs are out there and the lowest bidders too. But we moved on and slowly building LinkedIn networking too. And here's the thing, guys. A lot of times we think that we're going to get some big jobs of commercial, and we will, but we also got to be careful in how we bid the stuff too. So we don't want to bid ourselves out of it, but that's what it is. We just had 15 new pressure washing businesses pop up in the area. Thanks, Jason. And again, don't worry about the competition. You're starting to sound like Jason Hefner when he first started out. There's a new pressure washer. Here's another new pressure washer. Here's 20 more new ones. Here's 20 more new ones. Quit worrying about them. The more you search them, the better it helps them in search. Quit worrying about them. That's what I want to tell you about. Quit worrying about your competitors. Because the more you're focused on worrying about them is the less time you're focusing on your business. And you're giving them more time. You're checking out their website. And Google's like, oh, man, you're on every page. This must be a good website. You know, I remember when people were like, Jason, I don't want to be, I don't want to put my website on YouTube or different wares where all these new people can come find my stuff. I do, because you know what happens to pressure washers when they go look at a website and it's another competitor or my site? They look at all the pages and they spend 5-10 minutes on this page, and they spend 5-10 minutes on my whole website. And Google's like, this must be a good site, because there's these people that are coming to this thing and they're spending a lot of time on this website. So that's why we do this. I didn't see Pink in. Oh, there you are. Hey, Pink, how are you doing? I love flipping rocks. This is another thing to do right now. If you're not busy, go. And I did a thing last week in the thing. Go find 5 people every day. Go knock on 5 commercial doors that need cleaning. Go find a little mom and pop shop. Go find a little restaurant. Go find a little dentist office. Go find. Get knocking on them, talking to people, and you will get work. It will happen. John W., I was in your Raleigh class. What's a good number for square foot for wood clean decking? I'd be anywhere from $1 to $2 a square foot. I hate wood decks. I was about $1.50 to $2 a square foot when I quit. And this is not the case. You're $1 a square foot or more, like I said, $1.50, and we were actually $4 for stripping, because stripping sucks. And you'll kill everything, and that's not a good thing. What is Google AdWords? You know, I love people because, and I'm not making fun of you, Michael, at all. I've been told that everybody knows what ads are, and nobody clicks on ads, and I won't click on ads. Well, that's because you know what ads are. I was just in my class. 2 of the 3 people in my class did not know what Google ads are. So when you get on your little mobile device here and you type in pressure washing into Google, it brings up 3 ads, and then it brings up the maps, and one of those might be an ad. It will say ad in the side of it, but that's where it is. And so when we type in pressure washing, whether we're on our phone or we are on whatever, I don't know if I can pull it up here. We won't be able to see. I don't think you can see it now. But if I type in, if I go to my search here and I type in, I bought a book off of Amazon, pressure washing, because yes, I still buy books and listen to them. Pressure washing services allow. Now, you'll see here that these 3 right here are ads. So this is an ad, this is an ad, that's an ad, that's an ad. So that's 4 ads, right? That's 4 ads. And then we get the map section, and that is me. So it's not another ad. So it's 4 ads and that. So if we look at this, if somebody's on their phone, we scroll up once. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So we have to scroll up 4 times to get to what we start working on SEO type stuff here. And that's way down here. So that's 4 swipes that people have to either swipe through their ads or they have to swipe through the maps. And so that's why when I first started this video, I hit on what I would do if I started a pressure washing business. And 1 is work on my Google Maps, and 2, I would put money in Google Ads. Why? Because these are people actually searching for pressure washing. This is direct marketing right here. When I look at it and I'm looking for something, that is direct marketing. If I'm on Facebook and I'm just swiping through, That's indirect marketing. That's no different than a door or EDDM. Rather, I'm at a mailer at the mailbox, and I'm trying to get them their attention from the time they get from their mailbox to the garbage can. Well, if I'm doing Facebook, I'm trying to get their attention from one swipe to the next swipe. And so it's even a faster thing that we have to catch their attention on. And so these are some things to think about what we're dealing with. What up, Jason? I never would be here if wouldn't have listened to you. Awesome, Zach. That's awesome. If I want to make a package deal for basic house light, what should I charge? Well, I would have at least a $300 minimum, and I'd go up from there. When your phone rings, think of it as money calling. And that's a good point. And so I've kind of done this before. So let's do easy math. So let's just say you figured out to get your phone ringing, and every time it rings, and you get it to ring 10 times a day on average, 10 times a day on average. And you have a close rate of 50%, 50%. So every time out of those 10 phone calls, 5 of those are going to close with you. And you have an average ticket of $1,000, $1,000, right? So every time you don't answer that phone, just think that there went $500. There went $500. Maybe your averages aren't that high. Maybe your averages are lower than that. There went $300. There went $200, right? So that's the important part of answering the phone. What up, Mr. Jordan from Africa? Yep. Answer the phone could be a 3-year deal trying to throw money at you. It was 115 degrees. So I was on the West Coast for the last 3 weeks. And every day out there, it was only maybe, like the highest we've had was like 75 degrees. We get on this side of the country, and it's like 100 freaking degrees with the humidity out the yin-yang. Got a phone call from a property manager in a town I never do business in. Did gutters on one doctor's office. Now he wants me doing spring and fall checks on everything he owns. Imagine you didn't answer that phone call. That's what I'm talking about. See you, Wild West. I put out 35 house washing signs and got $10,000 so far. Pretty good freaking ROI, I think. Who thinks $10,000 ROI on 35 signs? Pretty good. I do. New York, people buying properties left and right. I work in rich communities by the beach, and they're coming in hordes. About to start my business. Mold never dies in Florida. Back-to-back month here. I put out 35 signs and have gotten 13 jobs. Good. $10,000 is great. Now you know how you can grow and get from there. Jason, can you explain the process of getting water from a hydrant? David Flipping, good evening, folks. When is your next Christmas night training? Everyone keeps asking me. I've got a couple dates. I got to put them up probably tomorrow. I need to probably talk to you too, Fred. So what you got to do for the process of getting water from a hot fire hydrant is one, you got to go to your local water place that sells water, or whoever the water company is how we had to do it. Sometimes you go to the fire department, but most of the time it's the water company around here. And then when you go to the water company, you will give them a deposit. Some are $250, some are $5,000. City of Cincinnati was like $2,500 or $5,000 deposit, something stupid. And then what you do is you will go hook this meter up to it. So what you want to do before you hook that meter up is take all the caps off the hydrant, open that hydrant up about 4 or 5 turns, and just let that stuff flush out. Some of those hydrants haven't been open a long time. Yes, they're supposed to be opened every year, but that's not always the case. And it'll come out brown and black and funk. You don't want that crap in your tank. And let that flush out for a while. You might have to open about 10 turns to get it to really flush it out. Shut it back down, put all the caps back on, put the 2.5 on to the meter onto one of the, so you'll have 3. Actually, you might only have 2 caps because you're in Texas, but if we're in Florida where it freezes, or where you're up here where it freezes, they'll have 3 caps. And then what you'll do is once you get it all hooked up, then you open that fire hydrant all the way up. Now, if you're on a if you're on a wet hydrant, which what a wet versus a dry is, and you might actually be a wet hydrant. And what that means is a dry hydrant has a barrel that goes down into the ground, and you'll have one stem out of the top of the hydrant. Where a wet hydrant is it'll just have like two on the back of it there, and then whatever size hose you hook up and turn that on, it'll automatically come in. And what that is where it freezes, if it gets real cold where you're at and it freezes, then that's why the difference between a wet barrel and a dry barrel hydrant. Yep, I thought a $10,000 was a mountain last year. Marketing. And you know, it's amazing. This is why I want you all to hit great when you hit milestones, because $10,000 a month, I'm not gonna lie, I remember when I hit my first $10,000 a month, I was ecstatic, right? I was crazy. It took me a while to get my first $10,000 a month. You know, it just didn't happen overnight. I didn't know how to do marketing. I didn't know how to do pressure. I did not do nothing, right? But I learned, and once you learn how to do it, it's not real hard. Thank you, Jason. Much appreciated for all your support and knowledge you share with us. Back-to-back $10,000 a month, looking for $20,000 a month now. Yeah, you get addicted to it. Then it's like, how do I get $30,000? How do I get $50,000 a month? Because you can do it. I spent over $1,500 in Google Ads and nothing but a bill. You're in Nebraska. I don't know why that is. That's weird. You might want to start looking into window cleaning or something. I mean, if you ain't got a lot of mold, that might be your other options. When does the season nearly end? Well, it slows down right now, June, July, and August. And then it depends on where you live at. If you live in the South, your season keeps going all the way up till January. If you live somewhere where it snows, it quits around October. Jason the Goat. How are you working LinkedIn? Go check out pressurewashhelp.com/ go to kingofpressurewash.com. I teach it in there. I got about 30 videos on it. But the gist of it is we're doing online networking. We're finding people. We are subscribing. We are following them. We are commenting on their stuff. We are posting stuff. We're resharing stuff that they post. All of that good stuff. Do you ask the homeowner? No. Yes, it is good to ask the homeowner. Most of the time, though, I was putting signs out on the corners, that kind of stuff. Any suggestions on what ratio should I use on cedar siding? Doing an estimate tomorrow. It depends on how bad it is. You might be up to 2%. This means you have to stay on top of your advertising, marketing, and keep pushing and answer your phone and email. It's the number one thing we have to do. You know, I see so many people, they go to the house and they're like, oh, look at this job. I'm so amazing at this job. Who cares about that job? You already got that job. We got to figure out how to get the next 5, 10, 20, 30 jobs. This is why I want you to take pictures all the way around that house. You know, because one of those pictures might be worth $100,000. That house you're cleaning on is probably not going to be worth $100,000. But if we take one picture and post it, it could be worth $100,000. Now, if we never post anything and we never do anything, then it's not going to be worth anything. And that's why we have to keep doing that. I'm 17 years old with a 4-gallon a minute surface cleaner. I've done 3 driveways on one side of a house. I have the hustle. I just can't get jobs. Scared to go door to door. You got to overcome your fears, dude. It don't matter if you're 17 or 45. I got people on here 45 won't go put out signs, won't go door knocking. If you can't overcome that fear, you're going to have a rough time trying to figure out how to run a business. But if you can overcome that fear, here's the thing. What's the worst they're going to do? Tell you no, right? What's the worst they're going to do? Tell you no? Okay. What did they tell me no for then? Figure out how to get people to tell me no. And here's the thing. most people that are even successful, their close rate's down to 30, 40, 50%. So that means out of DJ's was like 35%. So out of 7 people, he got, or out of 10 people, he only got 3 yeses, but he got 7 no's, right? So we just got to find more people to say yes. And that's who we go for. I'm coming for the #1 north spot in Texas. I'm not worried about the competition. I hope we all win. Yep. People have the right to know. People have to know you, what you know, to get a hold of you. It's been good. I've been driving for about 7 hours today. We stayed in, where did I stay at? Somewhere in Iowa, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and we drove home for today. Got home about 6:45 and got on here, talked with you all, teach you all how to get more money. Hey, Jason, been in business 4 years. I found your podcast a couple months. With your help, I've doubled my average ticket. Some weeks tripled. I did over $7,000. Thank you. High five, Nathan. That is amazing right there. This is why I do what I want. This is why I want to help 1,000 people get to $100,000. And this is how I will help him get to over $100,000. Because if I was a betting man, if he has only been doing that, he probably, if he's done 100,000, it's been a really hard $100,000. And so this is the amazing thing. When you follow the process, you follow the steps, you follow what I say, you take action and you raise your prices and you take action and put that money in marketing and you take action and you put those yard signs out and you take action and you keep getting that phone to ring. This is what happens to you. Average ticket some weeks tripled. Who here wants to triple their average ticket? Now, how do you do that? You think when Miss Jones calls, you just say, here's your $300 house wash? Hell no, that's not what you do. Here's your $300 house wash. Here's your $300 or $200 window cleaning. Here's your $400 driveway cleaning. Now I just turned a $300 ticket into a $1,000 ticket, just like that. And when we do that, this is how we can get higher tickets, and that is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Door knocking, be confident, tell people who you are, what you do, and how much you can make their lives easier. You have about 30-second easy smoothie pitch. I made friends with a disaster company, 3 good jobs. Networking. Networking is an amazing thing to do. Go network with other businesses that have like-minded customers. Who is customers that you have the exact same customers? Go network with them. This is how you network with people. Should I charge my card season for lawn care? Should I change my business, I'm assuming, season for lawn care? I don't know what the question is. If you're using an X-Jet with 5-gallon bucket and you have straight 12.5 SH, what will come out of the tip? 6.25. Still not clear on this. No, you will not be at 62.5. And some of this is going to depend on how much your throttle is on your pressure washer, what size pressure washer you have. If you have a 4 gallon a minute, you will be about 4% is where you're going to be at. You will be at about 4%. At that point. So you could do like 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons of bleach, and then the rest water, and that's where you're going to be at. Don't be scared. Hey, Jason, it's hot out here. Hydrate. That's a good point. Let's talk about safety. I've seen something today that I didn't like to see, it's not to be with hydration, but hydration is a very important thing that we hydrate. It's very important that we stay hydrated, otherwise you will pass out on a roof and you will die. And I don't want you to die. And so I seen in one of the groups, there was a dude that fell off a ladder and he is effed up. And I have another guy that's a local business owner here local to me, and he fell off a ladder yesterday. And he's got several major bones and several major important spots are broken. So be careful out there. It is hot. And sometimes we might not be thinking straight when we're getting on a ladder because it's so hot. We haven't been hydrating. And if it's that hot and we're not hydrated and we start climbing up ladder and we get delusional, and the next thing is we fall off or we do something stupid because we're not hydrated. It's so hot, we're just like, I know it. You're just pushing through the grind, and you're not always thinking clear because we're not hydrated. So make sure you're hydrated. Make sure that you are thinking right. Make sure we get on a ladder that is safe. Like I say, I seen one guy fell off this afternoon. He is messed up. I don't know the whole prognosis of it, but I know he fell off a ladder. He's unconscious. He's still unconscious, and that is not a good thing. So make sure we are not getting on a ladder. That is one that we haven't made sure that it's good and it don't have no dents and it's not all beat up. It's not crooked like a dog leg. It's a good working ladder. We're not using some crappy ladder. We have the right ladder for the right job. We're not trying to tie two ladders together. Something stupid along those lines. We're gotta be safe. It don't matter if you make $200 million. If you fall off a ladder and eating through the straw the rest of your life, it does you no good. And so be careful out there, guys. I know we work with chemicals, and I've talked about chemicals, and we work with pressure, and I've talked about pressure, and I talk about ladders. The number one thing that kills people right now is ladder falls. Don't think that it won't happen to you. If you're not hydrated, you're not thinking correctly, you're delusional because you're not got enough fluids in you, you can do some stupid things. And so don't do stupid things. Stay safe out there. Sorry about that long rant on just that right there, but I want you all to understand that it is no. I get told no a lot. This is a big week. I'm 17 and started a lawn care business. Any advice? Yeah, you got to do everything I just said in this video. Go get your Google My Business. Go out there and make things happen. And just because you're 17, use that to your advantage. You don't have to tell them you're the business owner. That's another thing. You don't have to tell them you're a business owner, or you can use that for your story. Hey, I'm a 17 hard-working guy. I will answer my phone if you call me. I guarantee you 100% that you will be satisfaction. You know, that thing that they say these young people don't want to work, that is not me. I am here. I will clean your stuff for you. I will make it look new. It will look amazing. If you're not happy, I won't charge you, right? And just hammer on it and keep it going. Don't let little being young change what you say. I did my first door-to-door yesterday and closed a $2,000 concrete ceiling job. Awesome. Put the signs down. Somebody asked about a marketing company. I'm not going to post it up here. Jane did. I don't promote no marketing companies, and I don't promote it for a reason. There's not any company out there that I will promote that I like. I know a lot of people that have used that company, and I know a lot of people that have gotten cussed and they left and they don't like it and all of that kind of stuff. Is there one company that I would recommend over another? And there's not. I'm not happy with any SEO, local marketing, any of that kind of stuff right now. There's not one company out there that I would say, hey, I would go use them. Now, there is some that I would favor over others. One of them, I will give a few. Mr. Pipeline, I will give him a shout out. PDM is another one I would give a shout out. Maybe I would use if I was looking into growing. And then the only other one I would probably look at is, and I can't think of his name. I got it on the tip of my tongue. He's out of California or out west. Fudsicle. He bought out Chris. I can't think of his name. That would be the only three. I would look at those three before I looked at anybody else. I have a Londa 5.5 with a downstream injector. I haven't done much residential, but have had an increase in interest. Do I need an X yet? Downstream will not hit the top of one story. Yeah, it will. You ain't got the right tip in, then that's why it won't do it. And to be open to change your services for pressure washing because it is less expensive, trailer, and lots of money to time. How's the $1 million landscaper doing, Mr. Scott? Mr. Scott. If you're into landscape, into one of the landscape, I think it is, I don't know what landscaping group he's in, but I'm in a bunch of them. Also, do I need a different tip? Yes, you do. Thanks. Yeah, I have a 4-gallon Simpson on the way. $4, 18 bottles of water at Home Depot. Keep 1 to 2 in the truck. Man, I am blasted myself in the leg with a pressure washing gun, and my leg was bleeding. Go get it checked out. I know it thinks that it costs us to go get it checked out, but if you don't get that checked out and that dirt gets shoved down in there, you can lose your leg from it. I mean, I got pictures that I do in my training that he got shot in his fingertip. It didn't bleed. It didn't do nothing. It turned purple. He had like 4 surgeries to keep it from losing his finger. I had another one that I show. It's pretty gruesome. I've had people about pass out, hit his hand here, and they ended up cutting that hand all the way down here to make sure they got all the dirt out of it so it would clean out. So if we ever hit ourselves with high pressure and it goes into our skin, go get it checked out. I had another person that shot the gun right here, and it went right here in their hand, and it didn't bleed, and it was white, and they said it was like 1 centimeter away of being really, really bad. So I know it's not always something that we want to do, but go get checked out. High pressure, man, is not something. All it takes is 100 PSI to break through the skin, and it can take one little bubble in there, and it can kill you. So it's not worth dying over. I go get checked out if that ever happens. I'm older but determined, not making it full-time job. Already have several jobs lined up, just waiting on Amazon. Hey, it's fine. You can be older. I had a dude that's in his 60s, 67, that came to my class this past weekend or last weekend. I've had several people. I got Brian Fletcher. He's like 63 or 64. You got to think about it. Colonel Sanders for KFC was 67 when he started. So I've been on a ladder this weekend, 3-story balcony access for a house wash. Be careful on that. Did a ladder work all morning. Heat was intense and around a lot of power lines. You can't rush that work, all to save 10 minutes. It's not worth it. You know, especially around power lines, man. That will kill you in a heartbeat. Is it hard to start a YouTube channel? Nope. You just start making videos. Be consistent, prolific, and relentless, and people will start watching you eventually. Oh, yeah. Can you please provide a link for that insurance guy from Kentucky? I Googled him, but got the wrong place. Go to pressurewashhelp.com/insurance. That's going to be their best place. Going to have to get you back on the podcast. Absolutely. The guy who answered said he has a lot of messaging for him. Yeah, they do. It's Matt Zinger, and it's not Matt Zinger, insurance agent, that comes up. He's a whole different Matt, a different guy. I think I just landed a $8,600 window cleaning job. Awesome. Oh, is that what you sent me? Awesome. So check out kingandpressurewash.com if you want to learn anything. I know my wife she's got a coupon code coming out for Summer Blues. I think it is. I don't know what it is. She sent it to me. I don't have it with me because I never said I was organized. There'll be emails coming out about it. Or if you want any of the resource, check out my resource page. I got a lot on that resource page. If you go to kingandpressurewash.com, I got different books on there that I recommend. I got podcasts on there that I recommend. So if you go to kingandpressurewash.com and in the top hit resource, and then that resource page will open up. I have a bunch of different things on there, so go check that stuff out. I got stuff that I use like ResponsiBid and all of that kind of thing. And so them are some things. In-person training, I'm going to try to get them up this week. I'm thinking about having a training here in August. It'll either be here kind of Indianapolis area. I'm not 100% sure where it's going to be at. That's going to be a pressure washing and a Christmas light class. If you're thinking about Christmas lights, it's definitely worth it. I'm going to put the one in September, which will be down in Raleigh, and I'm going to put the one in October. I'm going to get all of those up this week. I don't know if it'll be this week, but my goal is to get it up by Monday or Tuesday. So check out those dates, see when if you're going to be free, especially if you're thinking about Christmas lights. Christmas lights are just around the corner. Christmas lights, if you're doing well in pressure washing, Christmas lights will blow your freaking mind away. I've had guys do over 100,000 their very first year. I had a guy do 150,000 the very first year last year, and he was like 20 years old. He was just in college. So there's definitely money to be made in Christmas lights. So if you're thinking about doing Christmas light training, I would highly recommend it. Again, I'm also going to be doing a pressure washing class here locally in August. It'll either be Cincinnati or it's going to be within a couple hour radius of where I'm at here. So we love Christmas lights, and they are allergic to money. And they have lots of money. That's the beautiful thing about Christmas lights. Christmas light customers make amazing pressure washing customers, window cleaning customers. The average ticket from the average lifetime value of a pressure washer, you might be $10,000 if you're lucky. An average lifetime value of a Christmas light customer, you're $50,000. And so that's why we love Christmas lights. And you might think there's no way, but there's definitely a way. When do you think is the deadline for Christmas lights, getting the lights, getting ready and whatnot? I've had guys take my October class and do $50,000. So September, October. Obviously, if you could do it in the August class, it would be better, because then you can start working on the marketing side of things, getting our Google My Business done, all of that kind of stuff. You're the man. I know you help everyone on here, but it's awesome to see you grow as a person and a leader over the years as well. Later, fellas. But other than that, I hope you all have a great night. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Sunday.